welcome back to the continuing E3 stream keynote speech video game commercial coverage. You're being joined by Zach and then me, Travis, so welcome. We are getting ready for, I think, the first time we've ever reacted here on Dweebo to a Square Enix. I don't ever remember doing a Square Enix keynote together. You're on mute, but...
oh, sorry. I think we have.
Have we? I know
Yeah.
we've done plenty of PlayStation, which is where Final Fantasy stuff would pop up a lot of times. I guess maybe we have in one of the prior years, but with this year, it's kind of slim pickings because Xbox and Bethesda are together, and I'm done with Ubisoft. I decided that after last year, I'd never feel like really watching those again. So it was like, let's do Square because they actually have a lot going on. They've got Final Fantasy 16 out there. There's rumors of another Final Fantasy game. There's always Final Fantasy 14 news. Outside of that, we just had a new Nier game. I think there's a new mobile game, Nier game, coming out, which they publish. They do tons of JRPGs and stuff like that. And I even think that Deus Ex and the Avengers games still report up through Square, I think, and the Lara Croft games. So they've kind of got some more Western-type releases as well. I don't know if we'll see another Deus Ex. That feels like those are kind of out to pasture right now. But I don't know. Is there anything you're wanting to see from the Square Enix? I almost said concert. The Square Enix concert.
This is a great concert. I want to see more of Final Fantasy 16 because I was left wanting from those graphics they showed. I'll play it. I'm going to get it day one, but it's a Final Fantasy game. But
can I share a thought on that? I totally get that. It doesn't look like the most mind-blowing graphics. Where I'm at with Final Fantasy, I'm playing Final Fantasy 15. I'm at the final boss. Although I found out, I'm playing the Ultimate Edition, I found out that they added 3 new bosses before the final boss. So, like, I was playing and I was like, this is gratuitous. This is so much. Why do I have to keep fighting these things? And they added 3 bosses in between Ifrit and the final boss of that game. And it is hell on earth.
I didn't know that.
I have to go grind 10 levels to be able to get through it. But in playing Final Fantasy 15, I have realized, well, I actually hate that game. I actually highly dislike Final Fantasy 15. It is my least favorite Final Fantasy, and it is one of the my least favorite games I've ever played, which is weird because my first few hours with the game, I was liking the characters, and I was like, okay, I'm down for this road trip. But that game becomes such nonsense and totally, it has, like, the story is held together with, I won't even say duct tape and paper clips. It doesn't work fundamentally. It's just not there. And now they're throwing so much, like, grindy stuff at me as I'm trying to close that game. I hate it. I actually really don't like the game. So I say all that to say this. I watched an interview with the guy that does Final Fantasy 14, Yoshi P, and he's producing the new one. And they said in the interview, where do you think Final Fantasy needs to go? And he said, and I quote, Square has had an unhealthy obsession with graphical fidelity at the cost of everything else, at the cost of storytelling, at the cost of gameplay. And he said that wherever the next Final Fantasy goes, and this was before 16 got announced, he's like, we need to focus more on the things that got us here, which is storytelling, strong gameplay mechanics, that kind of thing. So when you say, like, 16 didn't wow you graphically, I totally feel that, but I thought it looked good. And if that means they can make a complete game and it's not a train wreck, I don't care, honestly, how graphically shocking it is, because I agree, Final Fantasy 15, like, they try to do these giant set pieces, and it's just, it doesn't work for me, at least. So I'm excited to see Final Fantasy. I hear there might be a Final Fantasy spinoff. Maybe 16 will look a little bit more polished. That happened with 7. The first time they showed the 7 remake, it kind of looked a little whack, and every time they showed it, it looked better and better and better. So maybe 16 will get a graphical upgrade. I think the big thing for me was 16 is, will there be a party? Like, when they showed that game, it looked like you're by yourself. Like, you're just a guy, like a Witcher type character, like defending this prince. I don't know how I feel about a Final Fantasy that doesn't have party members. I don't know if I'm, like, into that. So that's
everyone has had party members, and that's been the fun part.
That's a fundamental. that ragtag group doing something is so fundamental to those games. Maybe that first thing that they showed was right from the beginning of the game, and like you start out by yourself. I think that could be fine. Maybe I just missed it and I don't know what I'm looking for, but like if it's truly just a third person action game like Devil May Cry and it's just you against these people, I would be a little bit put off by that. But, you know, in my mind it can't get worse than Final Fantasy 15. I cannot stress enough how disappointed I have been in that game. I've waited all this time because I thought maybe with the DLCs and stuff it would make more sense, and I don't like the gameplay. I don't like the story. Yeah, so 16. My hopes are that it'll be a good game.
The other game has I like the road trip aspect, but everything else is not finished, and it was, you could tell at chapter, what was it, 9 or 8 or 9 or something?
Yeah. Well, I felt it earlier than that. I felt it the first time Arden starts picking you up and taking you places in your car, and it's like the whole chapter is just riding in the car with Arden somewhere, and then like he drops you off in the woods with no cutscene, but yeah, it compounds more and more and more, and then you're on a train for like 3 chapters. Yeah, it's not a good game.
Here we go.
Really not.
Looks like Persona 5 graphics.
Coming up today,
Here we go.
4,
right now.
3,
Summer of
2,
Gaming rolls on with the
1.
Square Enix showcase. Let's go.
Thanks, Ryan. After these streams, people are going to be like, does Travis like games? He didn't like the Xbox. He doesn't like Final Fantasy.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's Matt Mercer here, and I'm back as your host of Square Enix Presents. Today, we have a special E3 edition of the show for you, with new game announcements, updates, and exciting news from our studios across the globe. So let's kick off with the world premiere of a brand new game from Eidos Montreal. We hope you enjoy the show.
Wonderland 2.
This is the Deus Ex people, I think.
Yep.
I am so proud of you. Do you know what a birthright is, Peter?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Like your name.
Hey, Deus Ex didn't make any money.
Galaxy?
What? So you're gonna make
Rocket. So I let Groot fill out the paperwork.
It's so odd when like the main guys can't look like the real actors, but the creatures can.
Yeah.
Like they look the same, but he looks different.
Need a plan.
If you see anything with claws the size of Drax, let me know.
Drax.
We got this. Drax, roll. No.
You want monster? I'll show you monster.
No.
So didn't the last Marvel thing they did go over like a fart? Like what happened with that?
Yeah,
The
the
little
Avengers
partnership.
game, they funneled so many studios into making that game, and it went over very poorly. I don't know if this is a DLC for that or a standalone game.
Maybe we can work something out. Peter. You had one.
How did
job.
Square Enix get the rights to Marvel? Very
There
random.
No killing teammates. It's literally in your contract. I made no such commitments.
In less than 3 cycles, all would be lost. The galaxy.
You gotta be careful with this music.
We can do this together.
Alright.
I forgot to tell you that they have a stream for streamers. Did you see that? I forgot to tell you about that. Square Enix put out 2 different streams. One for like stream friendly and one for like just watching it.
Maybe this is why, because it's gonna be a lot of licensed music.
Yeah, that's why they did that.
Hey, I will sue Twitch. I'll sue Twitch. Guardians of the Galaxy. So it's just a standalone game. I'll be so depressed if all these Square studios are just making Marvel games now.
Hi, my name is Olivier Proux, senior producer here at Eidos Montreal. For the past few years, we've had the privilege to work on our version of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy and reimagine it into a single-player, story-driven, third-person action-adventure game. It's our own fresh take on the Guardians, and something that's really unique to our game is that you get to be Peter Quill. As Star-Lord, you're constantly in the middle of the action as you try to lead this band of misfits. But today, I'm really excited to have all of you join us on this journey, and you'll hear more about the game from our team behind this project.
Right, let's do this. I've always loved Marvel's cosmic characters. Growing up as a kid, I read them, enjoyed them, loved them. I had the opportunity to write for Marvel on some of their cosmic titles. I went back with the help of Bill Roseman, the editor, and kind of cherry-picked characters from Marvel's past.
The opportunity here was to build a team, but to make it all underdogs, so that the reader would think, oh my gosh, how is this team going to survive?
And that became the Guardians of the Galaxy comic, which we loved working on.
I remember the first time that the Marvel crew came to Montreal, we were showing them the design of the characters, how they would look, and they stayed silent. I don't know if it's a minute, but in my head, it was a minute. I was like, oh my God, like they hate it.
We realized how much that Marvel and Eidos Montreal share and have in common, and that we knew the Guardians were in perfect hands.
Looking at the samples that Eidos were kind enough to
Vice
show me,
President
I think
of
he's
Creative
fantastic
at Marvel
and
Games.
absolutely in the spirit of what
What a
these characters
job.
are.
What makes the gameplay experience unique to me is no matter in what phase of the game you are, whether you're in exploration or you're fighting, the Guardians are constantly around you and you never feel alone. While you're the leader, the Guardians will also challenge you and make decisions on their own, and you will have to adapt to it.
You are literally part of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
The decisions you'll make will have lighthearted to haunting repercussions, and the game will react to what you do and say.
Gamora, no killing teammates!
Says who?
It's just like Mass
in your
Effect.
contract! I made no such commitment.
You are playing as
There's your
Star-Lord,
Mass
you're
Effect
using
one.
your blasters and you're using your jet boots.
Star-Lord is really empowering. He's very agile on the battlefield. He can slide and over with
It's
his
like
jet
Returnal,
boots. Of course,
like the
he has his
gameplay.
elemental blasters that have different powers as well. And on top of all of
Sliding around
this, he
third
can use the
person.
unique abilities of his Guardians.
We're not pirates. We're legally incorporated heroes for hire.
Gardeners of the Galaxy?
What? No.
The story is about a group of misfits, the Guardians. In our world, they've been together for less than a year. They create something on a small scale that looks insignificant. And as they progress through the story, they discover that they created something really big that threatens the galaxy.
There are a lot of very interesting villains in the Marvel franchise. And when you're starting to work on a story like this, you get to get your pick of which ones will make the best for this story.
Square Enix is a
That
weird
gives us
company.
the opportunity to bring in some
They
that are
have-
well-known.
They have their
some
hands
that are
in
also
very
not all
different
that well-known.
realms. Like,
What Eidos is getting so right about them is capturing what it's like to be a misfit family. And you're also bringing an amazing imagination to it. You're going to see planets and
They could have used up 20 minutes of their 40-minute conference.
Interpreting it in its
Yeah.
own way, I think, makes
This is
it
a deep
feel incredibly
dive.
fresh and exciting. It's not a matter of trying to replicate the comic or trying to replicate the film. It's trying to take the medium you're working in and make the best version of Guardians out of that.
They made it fun. They made it rock and roll. They delivered everything you would want in a Guardians game.
okay. Cool. I know they're saying that they're doing it their own way, but it's the same exact tone as the movies. So like I understand they're like, we're doing our own thing, but they're borrowing so much from the movie iteration. It's not its own thing.
We intend to keep our ship, Peter Quill.
I know.
Yeah.
They're doing like 80% of the movies thing, and now they're gonna like change part of it. It's just like, okay.
The raccoon looks the same.
He looks the same and he talks the same. Yeah, like the humor's the same. They're using the rock and roll music from the movies.
I will sacrifice your head.
And take us to the majestic mountains of Kakaranda.
This could be fun though. I mean, it might be fun.
I think we should hear our group for once.
Like a little Guardians choose your own adventure shooter.
You know, the only problem with your plan is that Lady Hellbender only buys monsters, and you are not a monster.
Groot, are you really offering to...
No, he is not offering that, okay?
It could work.
So, Groot, I guess we could bust him out after.
Absurd. Lady Hellbender seeks the monster within. A small, ugly one.
Really weird. It was the same thing on their Avengers game. It's like all the same characters from the movies, but they all look and talk a little bit differently. Like.
I honestly think Lady Hellbender will go for it.
Yeah, well, I vote for not.
I also vote for the creepy little beast.
It'd be like trying to do a Star Wars game, but like Luke Skywalker looks a little different and talks different, and Han Solo's a little bit different, but Chewie's the same. It's like, what are we doing?
All the Kroger
here? Like,
brands, the Kroger brands of the.
Yeah, I'm a big believer. If you want to do something original with the property, awesome. But you can't like. You can't have it both ways. We're doing something completely on our own, but like we're basically going to use the same visual style and everything as the movies. I mean, you can do it, but people are going to look at it as Kroger brand. They're going to look at it as take-home video. Holiday special.
I ever mentioned how much I hate rain?
Hellbender's castle isn't even that far. That is not a castle. It is an impregnable fortress.
So how do we impregnate it?
Ask Peter!
Let's just get closer. We'll figure it out on the way.
Gameplay, let's see this.
As beast merchants, we will easily gain access to Lady Hellbender.
Good. We've already got a beast. All that's left is the merchant part.
Good thing I put on my official merchant costume.
There is no such thing. Right?
That looks cool.
You ain't sure, don't vote so good.
Whoa! That is some really crazy lightning out there. Never seen anything like it.
Meteorological suicide is what it is.
Oh, wow. We're really doing a whole demo now.
Hey, is my jacket all right?
At least you got a jacket.
Give me Final Fantasy 15 flashbacks.
Hey, Stormlord.
You have to wait for 3 DLCs for them to complete it.
Is Rocket Raccoon gonna go blind and like fall like 50 yards behind your party every 10 seconds? Because that happens in Final Fantasy 15. One of your buddies goes blind and he's hobbling around with a cane. Takes forever to get anywhere. I want to see a Guardians of the Galaxy Square Enix game with like summons, like turn-based. Like go all in, make a RPG.
I would be wary, Rodent.
I wish they would show more of this.
Oh, Jello. Stabbing Jello.
I'm renaming the stream the Guardians of the Galaxy Showcase. There's gonna be 5 minutes of Final Fantasy.
So it's like a lock-on shooter. Okay. With like
They need Square Enix to help Microsoft with their their gameplay demonstrations.
Yeah, I want this level of gameplay for Microsoft's AAA stuff.
I'm not saying it's an error.
Do this for Starfield.
But statutes suggest civilization, and the only settlement I saw when we were
Last year it was Bethesda was on their own. Maybe next year we'll have Square Enix, Bethesda, and Microsoft presents.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe they'll like collect all the Infinity Gems and they'll have a complete conference with enough gameplay to show.
They only have the yellow one and the purple one.
Yeah. I feel like we've seen this literal part 7 times. He's gonna throw
He'll
him.
be fine. Just curl up in a ball.
What?
Drax, throw him.
No.
Very well.
Peter.
It's okay. He'll land on his feet. Ooh. I guess that
Rocket
only
is
applies to
furious that you
cats.
let Dax.
I am not familiar with these words. Order the beast to do its job.
Rocket, come on, man.
Ram it, dash face.
Fix the bridge and we'll raise your cut by 5%.
I want 10.
Okay, deal.
keep going, we're gonna see the end credits soon in this game.
I know. They're literally seeing the whole game here. I don't think this graphically looks good.
Seems like a new trend for Square Enix. Worse graphics. They're trying something new.
It's a stream, so it's hard to tell. But it seems not ideal. Press square to break free.
Is anything on this planet not trying to kill us? Guys, huddle up!
Oh, he's got an ultimate ability.
Here comes the copyright strike.
Oh my gosh, I'm about to mute this.
It's turned down really low. They can never hear it. They can't ever. The algorithms aren't this good.
Alright, are you going to play Guardians of the Galaxy, Zach?
Nope. Nope.
I mean,
That's
I'm
cool
sure
that there is the. I like when like these properties get games made for them. So, but I will not personally play it.
Are you happy that the people that normally make Deus Ex are making this instead?
No, but
like, think about Deus Ex Mankind Divided. We're getting this instead, man.
Gotta make that chatter, I guess.
Gotta make that chatter. I mean, we don't know if they will make the other one or not, but
They'll make it
it's not looking.
someday.
It's
But
not looking promising. Not looking promising.
They released 48.5%.
The original Deus Ex is still on my bucket list. I've been whittling down my backlog because there's a lot of games I own that I might not get around to playing. But I actually am thinking of things more in terms of what do I want to play before I die. Like, that's the stuff I need to go and play. Like, I need to not worry about playing all these random games.
Guardians of the Galaxy should be on that list.
This is a
Well,
this is my bucket list.
If you keep watching, you'll strike the list off by the end of the season.
Yeah.
Come on.
Deus Ex is really good. Yeah, pretty fun.
Deus Ex is on my list.
Remember, buddy, menacing, like me, only bigger.
Oh, they're still playing music.
Not bad, not bad.
This just put me to sleep, man.
I think I'm gonna need to see more of this game before I know if I'm ready to buy.
Yeah, like, I mean, at this point, you either have someone or you don't. This is going on way too long. I've seen this title card 7 times. Oh my god, end it.
Taking information away from the hiring committee made for better judgments.
Yep.
But that was because the information gleaned from watching someone play is largely
yep.
If you're judging
I'm
what
picking up some other audio. Zach, I'm picking up some, like, a guy talking.
Oh, can you turn your stuff down a little bit?
Not that it matters, it's more interesting than this, but... Okay, that tunnel looks cool. Oh my goodness. Ugh.
Guardians of the Galaxy. How many times do I have to kill you? The audacity that you thought you could rob me. Dweller, feast upon them!
Not even over. Oh, pre-orders are up. Pre-orders are up.
Wow, the game would be out by the time the trailer ended.
Oh my god, let's go. Let's go. Like, holy crap.
Square Enix is wanting to be added to our banned list of
Yeah, seriously, they're going to join Ubisoft at this rate.
The classic games in the Final Fantasy series. And then
Devin said, "Oh my gosh, they really want us to play this game." LOL. You said it, Devin. Man. Oh shoot. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes, the first 6 games. Oh yes. Oh no. Pixel remaster.
Okay.
I don't know if that's... What does that mean?
Is that going to look like the Octopath kind of thing?
I don't know what that's going to mean. I played...
They could have had more time to explain to us versus the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I played the mobile versions that were like... that weird, like, cartoony look. Like 5 and 6. A pixel remaster would be great. Legend of Mana. Okay. 30th anniversary. I don't know which one that is.
Up next, Earth's mightiest heroes
I think that was
their fight to defend
the...
Oh,
the world
kill me. Are we
Marvel's
really
Avengers.
going back into the
team at
Avengers
Crystal
right
Dynamics
now?
is excited to share the latest updates with you.
Murder me with a stick. We got 10 seconds of Final Fantasy with no gameplay. God, kill me. They're going to get banned.
Avengers, secure that super weapon at all costs.
Yeah, Devin, the remake of 4 is really good. 5 and 6 on the mobile are a different art style that's not great.
30 second counts, people. Keep it moving.
Just stick with the 4DS version that you got on the phone. Oh my god, they're really doing this to us.
Shutting you down, Monica.
So are the Guardians not in this game?
The world doesn't need vengeance.
They're gonna bring in
I will save it.
Nomura to make the end game of this game universe.
Yeah, they're going to... You have to get all the DLCs and you get to see the final in-game ending.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Wasteland Patrol. Here we go. Ah, I can patrol as Captain America.
I think at this point, even Marvel fans are like, can we see Final Fantasy? Please.
I can't believe they gave us news of a remaster and didn't show any gameplay. And it said Steam and mobile, so it's not coming to PlayStation. Why would they remaster those and not put them on PlayStation?
I applaud your efforts to connect with your roots, but as a man who has seen 3 Black Panthers fall,
Black
I
Panther.
must warn you of a few things. Many eyes follow the path you are about to walk down.
I feel like this game is like 10 years too late. See, they can say they're doing their own thing, but this is person to person people from the movies, but they look different. They even got his little sister, and that girl, and that guy. It's like, you're doing the movie, but with off-brand. I don't ever want to hear another frickin' word about we're doing our own thing, ever again.
I want them to say, we're doing the same thing. We're in a...
Yeah, that's what they should say. Hey, we're doing the same thing, but we don't want rights to
it's like the
people's
movies.
faces.
Because people would want that too. You know?
Vibranium doesn't belong to you.
You are right. Vibranium does not belong to me. It belongs to Wakanda.
This is so much different than the movies.
Now it's time to give mobile players a quick look at some of the games that will be available in the coming months.
Dude, what are we
Good evening,
doing here?
426. Our intelligence reports a new threat to global stability. Their reach is unlike anything we have seen
Hitman.
before. Following Agent 47's disappearance, you were selected because of your remarkable skills. Execution must be perfect.
Hitman Go.
Strike from the shadows.
Another Hitman
And
Go.
they will never know what hit them.
Hitman the Sniper.
If you completed it as
Woo!
I will play this.
Sad and beautiful tale that echoes throughout eternity.
A new Nier game for the
Oh, this is
phone.
another mobile Nier?
Nier series.
Yeah.
Nier Reincarnation.
It's like a new story.
Oh, wow.
Okay, are we gonna finally get some gameplay here? Is this gonna be like the... Oh, this is something else.
Looks like it's a connection to the mobile game already.
10 free summons. They have so many Final Fantasy mobile games.
I'm convinced Aliens run Square Enix.
Brave Exvius. Oh, I want 45,000 TDLs. I don't know how to read what's on the screen right now.
Here we go. More on that only 7 Fortnite. I didn't know that was mobile only.
Today,
I didn't know that.
Platinum Games is giving you an exclusive look at the
None of this
world
makes any
Babylon's
sense.
Fall, featuring fluid combat, powerful weapons, and a unique art style.
God. Platinum, okay.
Okay, Platinum.
Cool.
Built over 1,000 years, it was meant to be a tower of dreams. But for 1,000 more, it was seen as a tower of ruin. Persevering through fire and ice and the coldest of winds, eventually the tower
This looks kind of
became
different for a Platinum
symbol
game.
of
Although every Platinum game looks kind of different.
ambition. That tower's name is Babylon.
Okay, so we've seen that title before. We just haven't got to see. It
Yeah.
looks like in game.
Stand among us. Let's find out without further ado.
Oh, did Platinum make a co-op game? Platinum made a co-op game.
Platinum
I
made a
like the art
co-op
style.
Yeah. And anything. I mean, look at that gameplay. It's going to be great.
It looks good.
If I'm to die, then I'll die for hope. For what little hope there may be.
Babylon's Fall.
Seen through the veil at last, have you? We're all prisoners of our subjective reality. Believe only what you see, and you're like to end up seeing only what you believe.
Not but two paths lie ahead. Ascend to the heaven above the tower.
This game has really bad. This trailer has really bad
Like
sound
this
mixing.
one
It's very weird.
Now begins its tale of both hope
Didn't wow me,
and
but
despair.
a platinum co-op game could be really cool.
Yeah. Hey, the
got some-
co-op could be kind of like Ghost of Tsushima, you know, like running around doing some samurai stuff. Nier Automata. Ooh, I need to play this. Please tell me we're getting a PS5 upgrade. That's perfect for me.
ニーオートマタでそれが証明できたんじゃないかなと思ってます。
ニーオートマタのアクションをもっと楽しむためにどうしたらいいかって選ばれたジャンルがハック&スラッシュでしたので、このゲームのコンセプトは端的に言うとニーオートマタのアクションでハック&スラッシュというジャンルを楽しむということになります。
もちろん一人でも遊べるん
Oh,
ですけど、
okay.
4
So
人で
this is based on Nier Automata's gameplay.
ゲームになります。
コンセプトについては、プレイヤーが、途切れない目標に向かって、アクション、追い求め続けることができると。プレイヤーは
Never ending goal.
ながら男女を通じて上層を目指していくと。
Sounds like Destiny.
装備や素材を集めて自身を強化してカスタマイズしていくと。
Hey, does this mean Platinum doesn't have the green light to make any more single player games, or am I overreacting?
ただアクションがスキルや強い力を引き出すためのトリガーになっているところが
They're still making Bayonetta 3.
プレイヤーの背中についているギデオンコピーというのがかなりキーアイテムとなっています。それによって、遊び方とかっていうのも変わってきます。
ハイファンタジー感というか、その上品
Yeah,
さ
that's
と
the
いうとこ
we'll
ろ
deal with
を
them.
意識してくれっていうふうに言われましたね。カートゥーンチックにならないようにというか、リアルに本当に存在している人たちがいるかのような感じは意識しました。
このゲームは運営型のゲームとして開発しています。発売後も定期的に新しいコンテンツを提供する予定です。
ようやく皆さんに改めてこういった形で発表できたこと、本当に私たちも嬉しくなってますし、まさにこれから開発の佳境になっていくので、精一杯頑張っていきたいので、皆さんも引き続き応援よろしくお願いいたします。
Could be worth checking out. Maybe they'll do a beta or something.
Now let's check out the next major entry in the popular Life is Strange series.
Pretty cool because of the people working on it.
Yeah,
like the gameplay didn't well for me, but I know who's working on it. I know it always comes out great stuff.
Life is Strange Remastered Collection.
Feels so weird to be back. After 5 years, you're still Max Caulfield.
I've not played this yet.
What do you remember about us as kids?
Play it with your wife, man. She'll love it.
Pirates.
Yeah, that's what I was
Jumping
thinking.
through Arcadia Bay.
We are awesome!
Oh, I can definitely see the difference. Wow,
I don't know if the slider is justified right now.
My picture with your new camera.
It's better, but...
That's Rachel Amber. After my dad died and you moved, I felt abandoned.
Oh, good. You're here.
Rachel saved my life. She was my angel. Something happened to her. We have to find her, Max. Holy shit. Max, what's going on? No! Whoa. I discovered I could reverse time. What the hell is this? Whatever's going on between us is special.
Step back before you regret it.
Get in, Max!
Then I realized I had a choice and the power to change everything. Arcadia Bay is on the edge of disaster. Time to change time. Whatever happens, I'll always have your back. Always.
Is that the first and the second one, or just the first one?
Hi, I'm Maya, also known as MXM Tune. I'm a musician and the singing voice of Alex Chen in the upcoming Life is Strange True Colors. I hope you enjoyed that first look at official gameplay from the remastered collection. As a longtime fan, I know I did. You can see the love and care that Deck 9 have put into remastering both Life is Strange and Before the Storm. This collection features improved character animation, lip sync, and visuals.
That was
Back in March, we also revealed the next major game in the series, Life is Strange: True Colors, a small-town supernatural mystery. Alex
So,
Chen must uncover the truth.
Did you
behind
know
her
that the
brother's
people
death,
that made the
using her
first one
psychic power
aren't
and
making them
empathy to
anymore? Now they
unravel the
work for
shocking
Microsoft,
secrets
and they
of
made a
Hayden's
game called
brains.
Tell Me Why.
Today, we have a first look at Alex's unique
that's
power
what
in
happened.
action. Here's game director Zach Garris for more.
Alex's psychic power of empathy is integral to the story of Life is Strange: True Colors. It impacts every relationship she builds and every decision she makes.
Never thought I'd have a freaky empath friend.
For years, Alex has been unable to shut out the strong feelings of others, the fear, sadness, and anger of those around her, leading her to believe her power is a curse. In the wake of Gabe's death, Alex realizes the only way she can find the truth is to embrace her power.
I can't believe this is happening.
And
the only way to understand is to feel
She has
what he's
empathy.
feeling.
It's a superpower.
From the very start, you can use Alex's power to focus on brightly colored auras to gain an
Different than
insight
time
into
travel a
people's
little bit.
emotions.
Gabe was too young. Just too young.
These valuable insights deepen Alex's relationships with the folk of Haven Springs, as well as sparking new dialogue options and events, as here from a scene very early on in the game.
You're gonna lose her. You're gonna lose her, and it's all your fault.
Alex has uncovered a secret that Mac wants to keep hidden from his long-term girlfriend, and now he is terrified that Alex will reveal it before he can talk to Riley.
She is the best thing that's ever happened to me. So please, help me out.
Mac's telling you a whole lot of bullshit.
Listen.
Thanks for telling me the truth, Alex.
But are we still together?
Are you serious? I need to get back to work.
Sure, Alex. We'll get out of your way.
Heck, I think he
When
froze.
Alex encounters a particularly strong aura, she can reach out to actively connect with that person's emotions. This generates a nova, a supernatural flare that transforms the world around Alex into a reflection of that person's psyche. In this altered, emotionally charged state, Alex can experience fragments of thoughts and memories to get to the root of their issue. But not every emotional crisis can be easily dealt with. Some carry a dangerous, even life-threatening amount of power.
He's dead! I wish I were too.
No
Could be a
decision is
downer of a
easy,
game a little
and the
bit, huh?
consequences will be felt across the game.
Be a little
This anger could kill her. What if I could just take it away?
Using Alex's power is the only way you can uncover the truth behind her brother's death.
What would that do to her? What would it do to me? And even if I can, should I?
Gonna take
How
too much
far will
on.
you go in pursuit of that truth? The choice is yours.
Alex's powers look so awesome. I have no idea how I'll make some of these choices, but I can't wait to play it with you all when it comes out on September 10th. Don't forget, you can pre-order Life is Strange: True Colors now. And if you choose the Ultimate Edition, you'll also receive the Life is Strange Remastered Collection.
Oh, that's cool. They come
And that's
together.
it for today. Make sure to follow the Life is Strange social channels for
Wasn't
more.
there something called Life is Strange Before the Storm and Life is Strange 2? There's been a few of these.
And now, we are excited to unveil a brand new title from Square Enix Japan.
If we get Zach back for this reveal.
I'm here to kill chaos. That's my mission. Looks like chaos has been waiting for us.
You gonna make us go in there and find you?
Guess we'll just show ourselves in.
This looks like
I
a
only know one
Final
thing.
Fantasy game.
I'm back.
Hey,
need to. It's not a hope or a dream.
This is this you missed Life is Strange stuff, and then this is a Team Ninja Square Enix collaboration. It looks like a Final Fantasy Melee combat game.
Chaos is here.
Yeah, they can only squash monsters for so long. I hate doing pest control.
This is the Shrine of Chaos.
Looks like it's a trio, 3 people party thing. I think this might be what they called like a Final Fantasy Souls type game.
Darkness is so thick I can taste it. This is it. No doubt.
Die already!
There was a knight who left on the same journey as you, but never returned. His name was Garland. You could.
Yeah, this is Final
I'd be
Fantasy.
grateful if you looked for him.
Chaos.
Seems very Souls-like.
Crush you! Know when you're beaten!
And who are you?
It takes place in the world of Final Fantasy 1.
The prophecy's very own Warriors of Light.
He always wore such splendid armor, with a helmet that was terrifying to behold.
It's Garland.
No. I become chaos.
Stranger of Paradise. Final Fantasy Origin. Okay. Very weird. I'll check out a demo. I don't know if I was digging that
some of the
completely.
amazing Square Enix titles you can play now.
I'm a little underwhelmed by that from what I was hearing the rumors of.
Everything we're seeing's got a little bit of that COVID, like COVID polish.
Yeah, yeah.
They're gonna do what?
I need to play this. This is out.
Oh yeah, this came out. And Ratchet & Clank.
There's Nier Replicant. The World Ends With You. I never played that. Is this the end of their show?
I wish we could have saw more of this, but they had
There's
so
Final
normal.
Fantasy 16. Are we really not gonna see?
Oh, that's just a little sizzle reel. That's it. Wow.
There's no way this is the end of Final Fantasy 16 at this conference.
Thank you for joining us today.
Oh,
Keep
get
an
the
eye out
hell
for
out of
news
here.
about our next
Jeez, so they're
Square
going to be
Enix
added to the
Presents.
ban list on that
I'm
one.
Matt Mercer. See you
I'm
next
done
time.
with them. Wow. Well. Well, Zach, that was the Square Enix show.
Yeah.
I was that is okay, fine. I might check out that Final Fantasy Shadows of Paradise. What was it? Something of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins.
Yeah.
I wasn't really digging the character designs, but you know, maybe it plays better and it's better when you're playing it. You know.
Yeah.
Wow, nothing from Final Fantasy 16. No gameplay from those remasters.
It was just a little sizzle reel. It's crazy.
She used to sit across the table from me.
Nothing else. Oh.
I'm not sure what to make of that. Well,
when I would try to pin her down in some of these meetings.
that was the Square Enix conference. I'm kind of left in shock, but
yeah.
we have one.
See, now last year or 2 years ago, we had that Final Fantasy VII one, where they showed off that collection edition motorcycle and stuff like that. So
yeah,
there have been cool Square Enix conferences, but I think they got really hit with the COVID stuff.
Yeah, I think they weren't, not even a Final Fantasy 14, like, hey, let's bring out the producer, have him talk about what's going on. I mean, that felt very bare bones.
Look at this guy's face. Yeah.
What am I supposed to say?
Yeah, what do I say to that?
Okay, well, that's 2 down. If you've ever seen Return of the Jedi, Yoda says, wait, there is another hope. And for us, that'll be Nintendo, because Microsoft's was much better than Square's, but I still can't help but feel like it was Bethesda's conference with a couple Microsoft Game Pass highlights and a Halo thing for a minute. So,
yeah.
So far, you know, been a pretty quiet E3 overall. Nothing life-altering being announced across the board.
I'm glad they're showing more of this. I need to see more of this.
Glad they're showing more of this. You know, we need Guardians really bad. Actually, cancel Final Fantasy 16. Let's get that team. Cancel Platinum's, you know, little bravely, you know, Babylon's Fall. Babylon. Cancel that. They need to work on Guardians, melee combat. I think we need to put all our chips in the to the middle of the table on Guardians and Avengers. So, because clearly that's where the priority is. So,
all I gotta say is, when I went through the mountains, I lost connection, and I wish I went through the mountains when they showed that first 20 minutes.
All right.
But here we are.
We will be back on Tuesday at noon. I think it's noon for the Nintendo Direct, which should be redeeming some of this, because we should be getting some news of a new Switch and Breath of the Wild 2.
Yes,
and if
I think that's going to be there.
If that fails,
then I'm tossing the laptop out.
All right. If you joined us, thanks for joining us. If you're watching this later, thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate you guys as always, and we will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.